day, a little more progress on 2 new units at Plant Vogtle. Dump trucks are moving lots of dirt, but soon heavier construction out there will begin.
Units 3 and 4 expected to be complete and online around 2016 and 17, but none of that work can even start until the government gives it the green light. News 12's Chad Mills was at Plant Vogtle today to show us some of the changes.
Richard, you and I were out there in May, but now the 90-foot hole that we saw is only inches from being filled in.
The big dig has become the big fill.
We've moved about 4.5 million cubic yards of dirt at this point.
And Carol Boatwright with Georgia Power says the big fill will soon become the big build. They just have a few more regulatory hurdles to leap.
The 2 things that we're waiting on right now is for the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to issue their final approval for the AP 1000 design, and then for the approval of the construction and operating license for Vogtle's 3 and 4.
She says the NRC will probably approve the Westinghouse AP 1000, which is the type of reactor 3 and 4 will use. That means a 560-foot crane will soon tower over the region to assemble all the parts.
And a lot of the larger pieces are starting to come together here, including part of the containment vessel which came all the way from Yokohama, Japan.
We'll begin receiving things like the condenser in the first quarter of 2012, and we have parts that are being manufactured around the world.
But Todd Terrell with Southern Company says when full construction does begin, they won't just be building 2 new units, they'll be building new standards for the entire industry.
We really are opening the trail and hoping to revive the next generation of nuclear, a renaissance, if you will.
But they're also reviving an area struggling with unemployment.
We'll have 3,500 workers here on site at the peak of construction. Today we have about half that, about 1,750.
And he says almost 60% of those are locals, all part of this enormous project.
Every time you come here, something different has changed.
Southern Company is working with some Chinese companies that are a little closer to completion of their AP 1000s. Terrell says we're learning from their mistakes, and the Chinese are learning a lot from Vogtle, too. They actually have an employee observing construction in Beijing. For now, live in the newsroom, Chad Mills, News 12.